Hey everyone, it's Rosetta here with a tarot pick a card reading on the question, are you better off without him? So as you meditate on the question, am I better off without him? We have 4 stacks of cards, and I've left 1 card face up for each pile of cards. So please take a moment in silence to meditate and make the selection of the pile of cards you would like. And as we go through each reading, there will be a timestamp in the description for whichever stack of cards you chose. I'm reading today with the Everyday Tarot deck, and information on that deck will be in the description along with the timestamps for each reading. So I'm going to give you a little bit of silence to make your selection. So this will be pile number 1. This will be pile number 2. This will be pile number 3. And this will be pile number 4. If you're interested in learning more about my experience as a tarot reader, there'll be a link to that information in the description as well. So here we go. Let's start with pile number 1. All right, here we go. 8 of Swords, King of Swords, Queen of Wands, 4 of Wands, the Hermit, and 4 of Pentacles. So as usual, I'll be holding up each card so you can get a closer look. And here we go. Okay, here is the 8 of Swords. As you can tell, it's in this reading an image of someone who feels trapped, who doesn't really know which way to go in this situation. So it's likely that you've been wondering whether this person is good for you for a long time. So this is not something that's casual or trivial for you. This is something that is of great importance to you and you've been worrying about for a long time. Here we have the King of Swords reversed. The feeling is that when you got into this relationship, you may have thought that this was, let me show you the right side up so you can get a better look at it. You might have thought that this is a person you can count on, who knows what he's doing, who knows his own mind. He may even be quite a bit older than you are. But in any event, you were feeling that he was a mature person who's got his life in order, and you have felt through time now that maybe that's not the case as much as you had hoped. Third card, we have the Queen of Wands. And this is representing you. And if you notice, the way the cards came up in the reading with this card reversed, these 2 cards are facing away from each other, leading me to feel that you may feel you're much happier without him. And if we look at the card that follows that, let me just give you a close-up of this. What is the Queen of Wands facing toward? the Four of Wands. So it's great happiness. So you want to be much more fulfilled and happier than you currently are. And this happiness may not have as much to do with being in a relationship with someone else as it has to do with you just fulfilling your hopes and dreams and feeling that you have stability in all ways. So if your current partner is making you feel insecure and less stable and is making some decisions that are disappointing to you, to say the least, and worrisome, more likely, maybe not just a mild disappointment, but worrisome, like who is this man? This is leading toward thinking that you may be happier without him. And here we have in the fifth card, the Hermit. And this again, I feel, is representing you. I feel like you need a time out. You need some time to be alone and consider what it is that you really do want. And as we go to the sixth card, right next to the Hermit, once again, we see the Four of Pentacles. This is the first Pentacles, actually, we have in this 6-card spread. But it's echoing to me, let me bring back the Four of Wands. So it's echoing this card to me. It's like security, especially financial security, is very important to you. So if you feel you have an unreliable partner, it's going to be very difficult for you to be happy. So as we go to the story that these cards are telling us now, already going in, your intuition is telling you that you are not happy with this person. He may be, what do I want to say? He may be pursuing you. He may be making it hard for you to leave him. Notice that these two cards are both swords. So the type of personality that he has, the swift, the decisive, all of the things that you thought he had, that you loved about him at first, are now keeping you bound up in a struggle of, well, gosh, this is not what I signed up for. But yet, he's still saying, he's saying that he's this person. He's saying that he's mature, reliable. Let me get this in focus. But in reality, you're experiencing the opposite of what he says he is. But you're still afraid to pull the plug. But what you really want in life is just happiness, security, and especially financial security. And knowing that you have a partner that's pulling in the same direction as you are, a person that can help provide the four corners here, if you look at it, who can provide that structure for you, who can provide possibly, because this could also represent the altar of marriage. And so perhaps that's something too that he promised or that you thought was going to have happen that is not happening. So maybe this is, I get the feeling that this is a situation that's been going on for quite a long time. So is it okay to pull the plug on this? Are you safe to make that decision? I believe yes, because I believe you will not do yourself any harm. In fact, you feel like you need that time out, that alone time, to get away from his influence and see what you really think is true about this situation when you've got a little bit of space away from him. And the culmination of this, what's so important to you, is security. So I get the sense that if he is spending your money, if he is putting you in debt, this is a big red flag. Does it need to be a red flag to every kind of person? No, but to the person who chose this reading, it seems like this is a very important factor. So as always, take what resonates with you and leave the rest, and I hope that's helpful. All right, let's move on to reading number 2. Laying out the cards. We have the 7 of Pentacles. We have the 8 of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups reversed. And we have the 3 of Cups. We have the Magician. And we have the Knight of Wands. These are the cards for pile number 2. As always, as I interpret the cards, take what you need and leave the rest. And let's go. But let's read it card by card and see what we really have here. So the first card is the 7 of Pentacles. So this is representing you as you are now, which is relatively content, I would say. You're feeling like you're making good progress in your career. You're generally happy with the way your life is going. You have been working hard and you're seeing the fruits of the efforts that you have put in. But yet, with the 8 of Cups, we see that either you are restless or your partner has been restless. So someone is dissatisfied about the relationship here. Is it you or is it him? Let's keep reading and see what we find. And third card, we have the Ace of Cups reversed. So in the upright position, this is a card that could indicate the beginning of a love relationship. But it's upside down in this reading. So if you had watched my reading for the first deck of cards, that was a situation that was more dire in terms of the stresses that were going on in the relationship. This is just saying that perhaps a little bit of the honeymoon period is over, and either you or he are questioning things at this point, or wondering how serious you want to be. Do you want to go all in this relationship or not? Fourth card is the 3 of Cups. And here, I'm going to read this as friendships are important. You have such a rich life as it is. So if we go back to the first card, you're doing well in all areas of your life. You're doing well financially. You're starting to see the rewards of things you have planted in the past. And your social life is very good too. There's a lot to celebrate in life right now that really has nothing to do with your romantic relationship. So in the 5th card, we have the Magician. And I have to say that based on the first 4 cards in this reading, I have to say that this card represents you. It's telling me that life is what you make it, that you are able to pretty much make anything happen that you want to have happen in your life. As we go to the 6th and final card for this reading, we have the Knight of Wands. So what this reading is saying to me, I feel, for you, is that whether or not you stay with your current partner, you're going to have a very good partner coming into your life, a very compatible partner coming into your life soon. This could represent your current partner. This, I feel, is just a situation of cards where, if this is you who's feeling a little bit dissatisfied and wondering whether you should invest more in this relationship or not, I would say you don't have to make a decision right now. Give it a little more time. If this is representing the person you're involved with, then my advice through these cards is, well, don't be afraid to let him go and explore whatever he has to explore. Perhaps he'll come back if he's the right person for you. But in either event, you're safe. Okay, so if this represents you, I would give it a little more time before pulling the plug. If this represents him, please don't worry, because everything is going to work out in your favor in the end. We don't know yet whether he is your Knight of Wands yet. Okay, we don't know who this person is, but we do know that if you do want to be in a healthy and compatible relationship, that's going to happen for you. And you don't have to make any drastic action right now. You are very, very capable of making the right decisions for you. Just because the initial infatuation may be over doesn't mean that this is the wrong person for you. Just observe. Keep doing what you're doing in all of the areas of life that are going really well. Don't put all your focus on your romantic relationship. Keep your relationships with your friends strong. And just know that you have the power. You don't have to second guess yourself. You will know the right thing to do in terms of whether your current relationship is the right person for you. All right, moving on to the third group of cards. Are you better off without him? We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Three of Swords. We have the Tower reversed. We have the Fool reversed. We have the Nine of Swords. And we have the World reversed. So what is our question here? Just reminding you, are you better off without him? I would say this is the most complex of the groups of cards that we've had on this question so far. All right, so we're starting out with the Seven of Swords. I feel like some sneaky dealings have been going on, or you think that your partner is possibly not someone you can trust. Second card, Three of Swords. I feel that you've gone through a significant amount of heartbreak already in this relationship. The Tower reversed. This is almost making me feel that you yourself have been through some challenges during the time of your relationship. You know, whether some sort of setback, and you did not feel supported by him. And we have the Fool reversed. There we go. It's leading me to feel like you've forgiven this person more than once, and yet you continue to take him back. You continue to forgive him. And so this has gone beyond being open-hearted to perhaps being a little bit foolish on your part, and maybe not as supportive of your own self as it would be good for you to be. And here in the fifth position, coming into focus, the Nine of Swords reversed. So this is another card that is feeling to me that you have had some sleepless nights over this. And yet we have it in the reverse position, so it feels like in this position it's just that, just wake up from the nightmare, it's only a dream. but it's in the reverse position. This particular layout of cards, it's feeling to me like you've suffered, but you keep on suffering. So this is not just in your mind. This is a nightmare that doesn't end. And then here in the final position, we have the World card reversed. So the World is the final card in the major arcana in the tarot. So, the culmination of all of your life adventures and hopefully the fulfillment of your life adventures. And we have it in the reverse position, which is not a terrible thing. Because remember, our question is, are you better off without him? So why I say this is kind of a complex reading. Let's go back to the first card and tell the story. Because this is saying that I feel this relationship has done a number on you, even without him. So I feel like the answer is yes, you might likely be better off without him, but you might want to consider doing it at your own pace, because I feel it's going to be emotionally so difficult for you to separate from him for some reason. All right, so we start out with you not feeling a great deal of trust for this person. Already a lot of heartbreak has happened. There could be many ways to interpret this card, but I just feel moved to interpret it that you've gone through some difficulties in life and he was not by your side. Things that he has done that are not what you would like to, or what you would be proud of in a partner. And just keep track so that over time, as you become willing to let go of this person, over time you can turn to that journal and you can actually see in black and white what has happened over the past months, how he has let you down, what has happened that is not part of your morals or your ethics or how you want a person to be. And that may help your final decision to be a little bit easier. So I hope that helps. And now we're going on to the fourth group of cards. Fourth group of cards, are you better off without him? And we have the Seven of Wands reversed, the Six of Cups, the Three of Wands, the Hanged Man reversed, the Six of Wands, the Chariot. Are you better off without him? The first card we have, the Seven of Wands reversed. So let me give you a look right side up at this card. It feels to me that in this relationship, there has been a lot of conflict. And if you decide to put a stop to this relationship, a lot of that conflict will end. Or another way to look at this is a lot of exhausting effort will end. There also has been a sweet side to this relationship, a loving and giving side, which makes it hard to give up, what we saw in the first card. So there's the fighting, there's the disagreements, but there's also has been this, and there still is. The Three of Wands. But there's more that you want. There's more that you had wanted this relationship to bring together. So whether you were hoping for a permanent relationship of marriage, or whether there was a project that you both were or still are engaged in together, there's something that you very much wanted and still may be able to come into being. It's just that you would like the friction to stop. You would like the fighting or the jockeying for position to stop. In the fourth position, we have the Hanged Man. So let me give that to you right side up. So will you be happier without him? Chances are that you would be released. Well, we already said that. So this is kind of reiterating what we had in this first card. So yes, chances are that you will be released from a lot of the stress you're currently experiencing. The fifth card, Six of Wands. So coming back to the question, are you better off without him? It's looking as if everything that you had wanted to achieve in this relationship, you will still be able to achieve with victory, with happiness, even if you do leave. And then the fact that these two cards are next to each other, I think, is really wonderful. So it's the Six of Wands, and we see in this particular deck, the rider is a woman with the laurel crown of victory, riding forward, accomplishing whatever she set out to do, and also with the support of others with her. And then we have here the Chariot, and look how they're facing each other. So there's no super clear-cut answer here, but I can give you some things to think about. These two cards are facing each other. So this to me is representing, will your current partner face toward you and want to move forward in the same direction that you want to? Okay, so this is beautiful. We have a female character and a male character, or a yin and a yang type character facing each other and willing to meet and talk and move in the same direction. So let's go back to the top and put all of this together. The main thing in this particular set of cards that seems to be the reason for reconsidering the relationship is just that you'd like to be released from the stress that you've been undergoing. There's been disagreements. You were hoping to move in the same direction. You had not only the romantic attraction, not only the feelings of love, but also the idea that you were going to accomplish things together, that you both wanted the same things in life. And it's seeming like that's not happening to the extent that you wanted it to. You want to be released from this feeling that, that you're hung up, that you're not free, that you're stuck. You can't move forward the way you want to. You would like to be let go of that. And what these cards are saying is that either way you go, you're going to achieve the things that you wanted to. And with him or without him, you're going to have the support of others along the way. And in the final card, it's also saying that you're also going to have someone romantically in your life who's going to support you and who's going to do what you wanted your current person to do. He may even be the same person. So the thing to get clear on is your current love interest willing to move forward on the things that are important to you? And can you come to an agreement about how that's going to happen? Now, I don't see any love and marriage cards here, so it's making me feel like the things that there's disagreements about are more about the practicalities of life, or might be career, or might be are you trying to move forward in some kind of new business or entrepreneurship, and he's saying no. It's those kind of conflicts. It's conflicts of ideas. Or are you so separate? Do you have such different political views? And it's so important to one of you or both of you that it's getting in the way of relationship. So those are the kinds of things that I feel like these disagreements are about. There's still love. There's still a beautiful, friendly, compatible love between the two of you if you can get over this, and if you can pull in the same direction and decide that you want to do the same things together, or at least this one important thing that matters to you. So as always, take what you need and leave the rest. I hope that this reading helped you out in some way. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you on the next reading.